Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is the ultimate video with the ultimate article, because this will tell us how the war will end. So after this, never watch any other video from anybody. We have here a guy below 86 IQ that I already marked it with that based on his previous statements and assessments. So let's go and see. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, and this is the title: Office of President of Ukraine explains how war in Ukraine should end. So Office of President of Ukraine official explains how war in Ukraine should end. All right, so let's see how it should end. But you know, that's kind of like a wishful thinking. I wish I had about $5 billion, but you know, I should. I don't know if I should, but I would like to. All right, the Russian war against Ukraine must end with the defeat of Putin's regime, the liberation of all occupied territories of Ukraine, and a tribunal for war criminals. Now, I would like to note that this little Podolyak, Mikhailo Podolyak, below 86, definitely, he's an advisor to the head of the office of President of Ukraine. So he's an advisor. Who are the advisors? The advisors are the smartest, the wisest ones, the most informed ones, right? I don't think he falls in that category of people. Now, why do I say that? If you make this kind of claims, so three claims, three statements, right? Defeat of Putin regime, right? Liberation of all occupied territories, and a tribunal for war criminals. You should have thought this through before you said it. That means you should be able to say, okay, this is how we're going to achieve that, and what's going to be, how viable that would be. I mean, I can say, well, you know what? We should go to the moon right now. I'm going to pack my bags and I'm going to fly in the next 7 minutes. Well, you got to, Emil, tell me, how do you plan on doing that? Tell me what, resources you have. Tell me what are your, physical calculations. And tell me when you get the moon, what's going to happen, or when you're going to take off. You have to give me details. Otherwise, I can claim whatever I want. Now, this is what this guy is doing. Claims something, whatever he wants, and he's not going to back, he's not going to provide any information the details, and it's not even details. This is just, setting the general plan. You just made a statement. I want to see the general plan, and then we're going to details. Okay, let's go and see. All right, so Mikhailo Podolyak, advisor to the head of the Office of President of Ukraine, I'm quoting, "There is only one way to end this war: military defeat of the Russian Federation." Now you gotta tell me, how would that look, and how could you achieve military defeat of Russia? That means with or without nuclear weapons. Which Russia are you talking about? The one in 1918, Soviet Union, or now you talk about this in 2022? Which one are you talking about? All right, territories returning to Ukraine. Okay, how will you do that? I'm assuming by pushing the Russians that way with your military. Not only with the strikes, you have to have personnel. I, so far, confess to you, failed to see any offensive coming from the Ukrainians towards liberating any part of the so-called occupied territories, because the other guys are calling those liberated. So depends how you want to look at it. So where is that army that you're talking about, that you have to push the other guys and you have to take the land? The Russians already took some with the help of the Russian population in the east. How are you going to do it? With whom? With the Poles? With the Romanians? With the Americans? With whom? Just give us some information. I'm pretty sure he's going to say, but we don't. Let's see what's going on. Tribunal for the criminals. All right. What criminals? Who's gonna? Do you think it's gonna be like with Milosevic, or with the little countries that they just gave their leaders to be investigated by foreigners that, you know what I mean? They will not do that. And to the adversarial or enemy countries? Do you think that the Russians believe in a Hague International Criminal Court? Yeah, after you go and try other US presidents for bombardment of Yugoslavia, invasion of Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, and Syria, it's illegally occupied by US forces. About 900 of them over there. They have bases sucking the oil, making sure that nobody gets the oil but us. And then you get Libya as well. So before you go to these guys right now, and if they're criminals of war, they should be tried and punished, you start with the other ones. And when you make sure that you gain legitimacy by doing what you are supposed to do as an international criminal court, then one by one, you know, the cases, you go to the last one, which is the current one, and you check these guys and you look both sides, and you definitely indict and, you know, convict whomever is guilty. I'm totally for that. But that will not happen, because that means you have to look at some other people in the past. Who were the ones who destroyed Iraq, Afghanistan, Yugoslavia? All those things were not, how should I put it? First, Yugoslavia war was an illegal bombardment by the defense alliance of NATO. So who were then? Was Bill Clinton? Was Tony Blair? Was Madeleine Albright? Was many other ones that then were with in Iraq. So first, let's look for those. Look for George W. Bush as well. Look for others and get them first. And then we talk about this one. You're right. If we are to be just. If we're not, then the Russians will probably not give you anybody for you to do that. And I don't want to hear you crying, oh, see, they're just protecting their criminals. Well. I'm not going to repeat everything I just said. So, tribunal for the criminals, the beginning of Russia's transformation. This will to win is needed just as much as weapons. The will to win is needed as much as... Okay, so Russia's transformation, I know they want this transformation to be like Yeltsin's Russia. That is where Russia has to transform into. The whore of these 5 countries from 1991 to 1999. That Russia they want, the transformation to that garbage. Now he says that, and it says, all compromises with Russia will have catastrophic consequences for humanity. So no compromise. That means this guy is a retard. This is the word I'm going to use. That means he's not normal. He's below normality in IQ, in intelligence coefficient. So what's going on with this guy? He doesn't want to compromise. Do you think that you will get that point you got to Germany and Japan? Unconditional surrender? Are you crazy? No. Emil, he's just below 86 IQ. This means no conditions, no compromises. No compromises means total surrender, unconditional surrender. How can a nuclear weapon country, armed country like Russia, get to this point? It's only one way that you will be able to do that. Destroy the leaders of Russia, current leaders, Putin, Lavrov, Shoigu, who else is over there, somehow get them arrested or eliminated, and put your thugs. And those thugs will do everything you said. That's it. Kill the beast, hit it in the heart. That's how they could achieve. Otherwise, you can't do anything with Russia. Has nuclear weapons. You can't push them out. They're gonna use nuclear weapons because they will say, well, that falls under our policy of nuclear weapons use. Our stability, our national integrity, sovereignty is threatened. They're gonna bomb you 100%. So how can you win? Are you crazy? No, you're just below 86 IQ. So how can you defeat Russia? You can't defeat militarily Russia. Russia has nuclear weapons. It's impossible unless there's no will to fight on that side. And how can you achieve that? I just said that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Below 86 IQ, write this Podolyak. Marked, send it. Confidential. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.